So I'm gonna swap out this fuel tank with this style fuel pump with this one. These pumps are readily available. These tanks are easy to find. And this pump right here, unless you can rebuild it, which if you're in my case, you can't, then these pumps are getting to where they're very hard to find. Now this should be a direct plug and play swap, minus me having to dig all this dirt up out of here. And we're gonna be using a T27 on these. You gotta pull your cap. It's janky. It just grenaded when I threw it on the ground. You got one bolt on the top side back here. One bolt right here on the top. That one doesn't have the plastic pins. 1, 2, 3 right there. And these technically should all be the same length, so you can't really mix them up. Pull this off. Dirt dauber nest going everywhere. Looks like a mouse layer of some sort. Yeah, I'm gonna have to deal with that real quick. You do have to take that cover off because your bolts are facing, you gotta get them from this side. Should be 2 on the front side, 2 on the other side. Okay, now that we've made a mess, 13 millimeter socket. The head of my bolt's rusted off, so I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get that off real quick. So I got that off, and then you're gonna have 2 more bolts right there and right there, both 13 millimeter as well. If you have something with an extension, you can come in from this side, real easy to do. Now, depending on how much dirt you have, try not to fill your line up with it. Might help a little bit if you pump the tank out first. A little twist, and like I said, pump it out first. So it'll definitely be easier without this in there. Old tank is out. You don't have to clean that out because you don't want to jam that new tank in there like that. That's a lot of mud. Then we're gonna take our new tank, and this is a whole lot easier because it's not full of fuel. I'll say that for sure. Little finesse. Direct bolt in. Two bolts over here. Installation the same as you removed it. You do your new pump ring. Don't forget the gasket. You don't have to pull the pump all the way out to put the gasket on. I say that from personal experience. Set it on there. Screw it on nice and tight. Screw it on tight enough it isn't going to come off, but also not so tight that if you're not the next guy pulling it, it's not your problem. New fuel cap, like 13 bucks on eBay. I'll have links to the cap, the pump, and specifically what part number the fuel tank itself is. And then you are going to have a direct plug and play. Now I did not start this off by removing the old pump to begin with. When you push this on, put that green clip on. If you need to remove it, you just squeeze these clips in. Sometimes if it's real old and dirty, I'll use a flathead screwdriver to help me try to push it in, further in. But other than that, good to go. And if all is well, building fuel pressure.